What is growing on, Terra Tribe? I'm in the native section. Check out these bloom spikes on this Liatris. That's in 1 gallon pot. You're looking at almost 4 foot. Now when Liatris blooms, this whole section here is going to be one great big purple spike. Huge magnet for pollinators. And we've got some summer sweet right next to it just coming into bloom. Reason they call it summer sweet is it blooms in the summer and it produces a sweet smelling flower. There's another one just starting to get his blooms on. As we venture down through the trees, we got a lot of fantastic trees looking really nice. Here's some dogwoods and some sycamores. Here's some sugar maples. A couple pin oaks. These are pretty good size. Looks like we've got a Lepidoptera species munching on it a little bit. Look at this ginkgo. Sheesh. If anyone's interested in the ginkgo, let me know. It's a great price. This is what the flowers look like on the Liatris. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. We've got several pots of them available. As you can tell, it actually makes a really nice hedge. Coreopsis is in full bloom and it probably won't stop until the end of fall. Royal Catchfly is just about to start blooming. Usually another flower that welcomes the start of summer. Here's some Maximilian sunflowers. Now they'll throw up a single head to start. Typical sunflower structure. Birds love them. Bees go crazy over them. But as you can see, as it grows, it'll continue to just produce more and more flower heads. Here's another one. You see there's about 6 on there right now, and it'll produce even more later on. Some of the grasses are starting to produce some seed. Real beautiful looking texture to them and color. Phlox is going absolutely crazy. This is garden phlox, Phlox panicula. I'm probably slaughtering that, but love the colors on them. They do get much taller, but because this is their first year, they'll stay a little more squat. This is an annual variety of phlox, and if I get out of your sun, you can actually see what color it is. But if you look, you'll see a bunch of hoverflies all over it. Red's a fantastic color, especially if you're trying to attract hummingbirds and other pollinators. What you really want to do, plant this in an area, start getting your Royal Catchfly and everything established, where this is an annual phlox. It'll flower this year, it'll attract your hummingbirds, and then next year you have the more of the native varieties that keep them coming back every year after that. More panicula actually starting to flower here. This is what I'm talking about with the Coreopsis. We have 4 or 5 different species here, all blooming, and then one cultivar in the back. But these will just keep blooming all summer long. This is Plains Coreopsis, so it gets that beautiful little red center. And it varies too. So see how this one's so much deeper and it just looks like a yellow rim, whereas like that one I showed you here, just a little bit of red and then yellow around the outside. Like different species, different foliage too. So you get like the lance leaf here where it gets these large massive spikes, and then in the back here with this grandiflora, it produces kind of that softer texture. Grandiflora, it will get much larger flowers on it, but all this variety is a very profuse flower. We venture down into the bog side of things. We've got a bunch of Venus flytraps that are actually starting to flower, so that'll be fun. They're starting to get ready. Here's a Drosera filiformis, another native that's in the process of flowering. The Sarracenias are done flowering for the season. Got some really good willow trees and stuff available, some native hibiscus and a couple different varieties. That's Starry Night, so technically it is a nativar, but it does produce the same large size flower. Here's our native variety here. You can tell it gets relatively large. Doesn't mind its feet getting wet. A bunch of fireweed here that's just about to get ready to bloom. This is harebells. Just starting to throw up a a flower spike now. This will produce a beautiful little flower. This is Campanula rotundifolia. The rotundifolia because of the roundish leaves. A lot of thistles, various cardinal flowers. Looks like the Indian blanket's going to be getting ready to flower. Not a big fan of the name of it. Gaillardia pucella is what this one's referred to. There's several of the Gaillardia species, but this one is pretty showy. It does have a tendency of self-seeding itself. Some goldenrod. Looks like the spotted bee balm is going to be blooming this year. Produces kind of a unique white flower, almost pagoda style. It's got some obviously spots to it. Here's some Paracordalis. They also call it rock harlequin. This is in the bleeding heart family, and you can kind of tell by the foliage. Dichondra, if I remember correctly. It produces this kind of, if the camera would focus on it, there it is. Produces gorgeous kind of pink and yellow flower. What it'll do is it'll kind of sprawl across rocky, poor soils and produce nice, beautiful flowers all summer. Start pushing into here. We have native sage. This is Salvia cochiensa, if I remember correctly. Just kind of starting to flower, and it'll flower all season. Definitely for hummingbirds. Another great attractant for them. Anything really red, you can tell by the tubular flowers, it's more of a hummingbird attractor than anything. Whereas this one, these are just starting to finish up flowering now. This is Appalachian beard tongue or penstemon. You can see all the terpenes all over the flower, but that fits a bee perfectly. These are usually more of a spring flower, so this time of year they're just finishing up. Here's foxglove beard tongue. It's a white variety. Same thing, tubular shaped flower that fits a bee perfectly. Gonna have a lot of seed heads from this, so that'll be really good. Be able to continue it. On this side we have Tradescantia ohioensis blooming. Oh, okay, there you go. See, he fought me over. He wanted that pollen. Great native, in the same family as like the wandering dudes you see at the inside in the tropical greenhouse. Oh, there's another Liatris. Look at that bloom. That thing just stands out in the sea of green. That's what you want when you're trying to attract pollinators. You just need things to pop. This is partridge pea. Insects will pollinate it, but when it comes to the seeds, birds go absolutely crazy over it. Absolutely crazy. It is in the legume family, so it will help to enrich the soil. Cohosh is starting to throw up a flower spike. Seems to be growing pretty well this year. There's another one. Flowers are a little more fully formed. It's just about opened. Oh, my finger's in the way. Another beard tongue just finishing up. Foam flowers in the process of finishing up too. Beautiful foliage to it though, very unique. New flowers on it, little star, little white fireworks. Dutchman's pipe starting to grow really well. Starting to really take off. Same thing with the native wisterias down here. Azaleas are all done blooming for the season. You can see some of the spent blooms here from the sweet azalea. There's another one that's pretty much just finished up. There's a lot of other natives that y'all can probably see out and about. Unfortunately, we're starting to see a lot more daisies blooming and things that are non-native, but you want to come on down, check out the blooms we have. Next week is National Pollinator Week, so what better time to put some natives in the ground, even if it's one or if it's half an acre. It's a good time to start. Gotta go, gotta grow.